I used to be the kind of person who waited until tomorrow in order to start what I could have done today. I used to be the type of person who would wait until the last minute in order to turn in or even do his homework. I used to be the kind of person who would make excuses at every single step of my day and every single stage of my life until I realized that when you run out of excuses, the only thing that remains is action. There are two types of people in this world. There's the type of person who I used to be, the type of person who makes excuses, the type of individual who no matter what they do, even though they know and they understand what they're supposed to do, they're just not going to do it. And there are the ones who say, enough is enough. They shut that voice down in their head that continues to make excuses, and they begin taking action. Those who make excuses tend to live a miserable, painful life. Let me explain that a little bit. I have met people in the past couple of years in our business who have all the potential in the world to become the greatest person in their field, in their industry that they could ever be, to service their clients at the highest level possible that they could have ever imagined, who consistently make excuses as to why they can't do something, they won't do something, they shouldn't have to do something. These are the individuals who wait until the very last minute to do what they're supposed to do. The ones who don't want to show up for themselves, and typically the ones who fail to show up for others. When I used to be this type of person, I wasn't happy with myself, and that means I wasn't happy with other people. I would project who I was onto other people, and that would actually cause more barriers to come up in front of me, and then I wondered why the world was being so unfair to me. It wasn't until I stopped making excuses and started taking action where I actually started catching a winning stride. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be something or become someone new, but the best version of yourself, the version that you understand has all the potential in the world, has all the money, all the resources, all the traveling experience, all the right people in the world, that person is completely different than who you are today. And the person who I want to become is completely different than the person that is talking to you on this video. But the only difference is, and the reason why I know I will get to become that person is because I have stopped making excuses, because I realized that when you run out of excuses, the only thing that remains is action. This year, you need to make a decision. And to decide means that you are going to kill off something that will not be moving forward with you, going into your new path, into your new journey, into your new year. Now, I'm not sitting here and telling you to create some sort of bullshit New Year's resolution that you're not going to keep up with. I'm asking you to make a decision and to decide once and for all on the person who you will become going into this upcoming year, to decide onto the person who you want to be when other people enter the room, and so that they recognize somebody that is completely different, that is focused, that is so on their shit that they can't even approach their level, that is racing at such high levels that they genuinely cannot fathom for themselves how you became that individual and that person. I'm asking you to make a decision for yourself, selfishly, first and foremost. The reason why I'm being selfish about this decision is because personally, when I finally made that decision, I realized that I could be there for other people too. I realized that I had some power in the words that I was speaking, in my actions, and in the way that I was approaching life, that it started impacting other people's lives as well. Whether it might be to push them to do one more rep, whether it might be pushing them to create a better video, whether it might be pushing them to do a little bit more, a little bit extra, to go one more in any scenario, whether it be create one more video, make one more phone call, connect with one more person. It was then when I realized that being selfish enough to take full control of myself and my actions was actually changing the lives of other people that surrounded me. It also let me know very well that the decision I made to stop making excuses was having a compounding effect in my life. And it was a compounding effect for the better. Not only was I feeling healthier mentally, spiritually, and physically, but I was also feeling better around the people who are around me because they were also becoming better. So, what kind of person are you going to be in this upcoming year? Are you going to be the kind of person that makes excuses every single turn, in every single way, for their lives, for their business, for their family, for their friends, for the people that they love and the people that they service? Or are you going to be the type of person that simply takes action, no matter how they feel, despite of how they feel, just takes action and gets the job done. So here's what's going to happen when you continue making excuses. You're going to continue to feel the way that you feel today. And I genuinely encourage you to write down exactly how you feel today. Whether you're a man or a woman, go ahead and write down how you feel. If you don't understand how you feel, that's the first step. Begin to understand how you feel. Because that internal fire or that internal pain needs to externalize itself somehow. And it probably already is. So make a decision right now to internalize whatever you might be feeling, write it all down, and see what you want to change about your life. See what feelings and emotions, see what ways of thinking you want to eliminate from who you are as a person, and what things you want to adopt, what emotions, what feelings, what mindsets you want to adopt that you know will get you to the best next step in your business and in your life. What's going to happen when you stop making excuses is very simple. Your life is going to change drastically. And there are people in your life that are going to fall off, and that's okay. It's entirely okay to move on from people. It doesn't mean that they are bad people. It just means that you are seeking a greater self, a greater sense of self that they might not be reaching for just yet. When you stop making excuses and you start taking action, you will become a better version of yourself. You will inspire people around you to do the same exact thing. And most importantly, you will see that the world and the universe start giving you more than you've ever received before, because you will actually start giving a lot more of who you are and what you're capable of every single day. So what kind of person are you going to be? The type of person that makes excuses, or the type of person that takes action? The type of person that takes action is going to be the type of person that is not shy of investing in himself or herself for the greater good of their life. The type of person that doesn't make excuses and the type of person that makes action is the type of person that no matter how they feel, they will get the job done. Whether that is working out, whether that is making one more phone call, whether that is going out and connecting with one more individual, you will get it done because that's the life that you are choosing. And if you're choosing comfort, then just stop this video and get back to the couch. But if you're choosing action, then I encourage you to make a decision for yourself right now and choose who you want to become and work backwards from that direction. If a year from now you want to be in greater health, what do you have to start doing right now? Not tomorrow, but right now. The simple step is not to identify a diet. The simple step is to stop eating like shit. If you want to be better at your job, the first step is to see what you're not doing good and delegate that to somebody that can do good. If you want to get better at sales, at marketing, at any of these things, the first step is to start practicing those things with intention, with purpose, and to identify what you're really good at and what you're not really good at. To let go of what you're not really good at and hire people for the job. And those things that you're extremely good at, to practice them day in and day out. When you start taking action, you're going to feel better about yourself. Other people are also going to feel better about you. And other people are going to feel inspired by the amount of action that you're taking and the way in which you're changing. So you're going to start attracting the right kind of individuals to work with, to live with, to be friends with, to build relationships with, to network with, to connect with. Those individuals are going to bring you to a greater level than you've ever achieved before. I'm talking out of experience here because 3 years ago, 5 years ago even, I did not expect to have multi-millionaires and soon to be billionaires talking to me about how much they appreciate working with me and how I've been able to expand their thinking when it comes to marketing. That's something I never once imagined in my life. And what's funny about that is that had I used those skills 5 years ago when I still had them, I would be in a far, far greater place today. But you know what? A while back, I stopped making those excuses. I started taking action. I started taking responsibility and accountability for who I am today. And it's helping me out because it's also helping my clients out, because it's also helping my family out, because it's also helping my relationships out. So I'm asking you, do you want to be the type of person that continues to make excuses and continues to get the same results over and over again and then wonders why their life doesn't get better? Or do you want to be the type of person who genuinely takes action, fails and fails and fails and continues to get up and do the job just because they have to do the job, not because they feel like it? When you stop giving in to the way that you feel and your feelings bring you back to comfort and you start doing what's required of you, you're going to achieve things that you've never achieved. The price tag for regret is far greater, far higher than you would ever imagine. Because when you get to your deathbed, when you get to the end of next year and you realize how much you've grown or how much you have not grown, you're going to realize one thing. The price tag for regret is always far greater, far higher than the price tag for action. Action might be painful right now, but it pays off later down the road. You don't get up one day, do 10 push-ups, and get the body of your dreams. You don't get up one day, make 2 phone calls, and call that a winning day. You get up and you do that again, and again, until you become so good at it that you simply cannot fail. So I'm asking you to think this year of what type of person you're going to be. Are you going to be the type of person who makes excuses, or the type of person who takes action? Because I know for a fact that I'll be looking to work with people who take action. And those that make excuses, they can get in line for when they're ready to change who they are, the life that they live, and quite honestly, when they actually are ready to give a shit about themselves. Those of you who want to take action, I look forward to meeting you to some capacity or extent, and I thank you for supporting this message.